not taught in your everyday churches. The nation of Israel are the African Americans, the so-called Mexicans, and the native indigenous people. You are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's why we say, Kwam Yasharallah. We mean rise to the princes of Israel, which we are the nation of Israel. So with that, I want to say, are y'all tired yet? We had 10, 10, 15, but nothing has happened. Our people are still getting killed, gunned down on the daily, going to jail, being falsely accused by the police, the white people, who have been oppressing us since day one, since we got to this wicked nation. So with that, let's get into the promises of God. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30. We're going to read 1 through 15 through 18. Because the nation of Israel has done wickedly, this is why we are here in America today, serving out our punishment. They say, in Sunday, the preacher tell you that the laws are done away with. But if the laws are done away with, why would there be punishment for sin? In America, here, the laws aren't done away with. You happily and you freely obey the laws of America, because if you didn't, there would be repercussions. Just like when Christ comes back, there's going to be repercussions for the people who committed sin and those who didn't want to listen to the prophets of God. So let's get Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
And so God set before us life and good, which is the commandments of the Bible. Go ahead.
Life and good, and death and evil.
And death and evil, which are the curses. He told us in Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, if we didn't keep his commandments, we would go into captivity. Let's get that right quick. Hold that though.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Read one of the first curses that came upon the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. The African American blacks and the Native Americans are cursed in the city. What do we have that's prevalent in the city that everybody can see today? Gang violence. Bloods against the Crips. A couple of months back we had the 100 days, which were 100 days of black gangs killing another black gang. That's a curse. That's cursed in the city. Guess what? Louisiana fried chicken used to be owned by a black man. Now a Chinese man owns it. That's another curse in the city. Because we go to the restaurant, but we don't profit from that restaurant. They take that money and go back and help their people. They don't help us. That's a curse. That's cursed in the city for us not listening to the voice of the Lord our God. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God.
So let's see what that life is. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if we were to keep God's commandments, we would be on high, above all the nations of the earth. Rulership. As the white man is in rulership today, we would have had that spot had we kept God's commandments. But because we broke God's commandments, we were kicked out of rulership. Now let's go back to Deuteronomy 30 and 15 to read that.
30 and 16. And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So the land he would have blessed us with, which we were blessed with, was the land of Israel, the land of Canaan. We took that from the Hamites. Go ahead.
But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou possessest over Jordan to go to possess it.
So we were kicked out of the land of Israel, the Jerusalem. And no, we don't possess possess our land anymore because we are in America, which is captivity. Let's get that Deuteronomy 28:68 right quick. We're going to show you that we in captivity because we didn't keep our God's commandments. That's why I said, are you tired yet? Are you tired of being killed? Are you tired of being beat up by your oppressors? And I'm going to get into some of the oppressors, the things that happen here in America. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt means bondage. It is a Greek word. When we were in rulership, we were in Jerusalem. And when we hid, as Christ, Mary, and Joseph had to go hide, they walked from Jerusalem to Egypt. But now the new Egypt is America. We are in captivity here in America. Go ahead.
By the way, wherefore I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Has any African Americans been to Jerusalem? No. We have not seen our homeland. But this is a fake group of Jews, which call themselves Jewish, mean to be like something, are in Jerusalem right now claiming our heritage and our lineage, claiming our livelihood, our culture. But they take it and they pervert it. But go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen.
Wait, I want to bring that out. God said, there you shall be sold unto your enemies. Who was sold to their enemies in America? The so-called black man was sold to the white man here in America. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and
for bondmen. When we were brought over here on those cargo slave ships, we were picking cotton, working the fields. That's a bondman. Go ahead.
And bondwomen.
And the women, our black women, took care of little white boys, but they weren't even able to drink from the same water fountain as a white man. That's a bondwoman, someone who works for free. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy us. It was a lot of men in America that tried to save us. Guess what? Martin Luther King tried, the Black Panther Party tried, the Brown Berets tried, but they weren't able to buy us. They mean to save us. They was not able to redeem us. Go ahead. So let's get Deuteronomy. Let's go to Isaiah 50:81, because this is what we came out. This is what we come out here to do: to talk to the children of Israel, because they don't know who they are today. The African American blacks, the Native Americans, as well as the Latinos. The Mexican and blacks are the same race of people, but as they did with the Willie Lynch letter, they put the light-skinned man against the black man. They did the same thing. They played the race card. Oh, y'all Mexicans, but y'all dark-skinned, but y'all not blacks. Y'all not African Americans. Well, we are the same people. We go through the same curses here in America. You got black on black violence. You got Mexican against Mexican violence. You got the brown against the black violence. That's the same nation of people that's being cursed according to Deuteronomy 28:68. Go ahead.
Cry aloud, spare not.
So we came to cry out loud and spare not your feelings. Because you go to church, your pastor, he hollering at you. So we're going to cry out loud and spare not. We're not going to care what you think about what we say. But we're going to bring out the truth. Because our people been sugarcoated too long. They need to hear the raw, unadulterated truth about what's really going on. Go ahead.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
That's why we brought this bullhorn out here with us. So we can be loud and lift up our voice like a trumpet. Sister, you got any questions? Sister on the corner, you got a question? I see you looking. Somebody get that little sister some literature, man. Oh, all right, because it's important that you know your heritage and what's really going on here in America. All right, go ahead, brother.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression.
So God, he made it possessive. He said, show my people their transgression. And so we out here to show the Native Americans, the African Americans, and the Latinos their transgressions. Because we were the only ones given the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. So with that said, let's go to Psalms 1. Yeah, finish that up and then we're going to go to Psalms.
In the house of Jacob their sins.
So the house of Jacob, their sins, meaning the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So with that said, let's go to Psalms 147, 19 and 20. We're going to show you that only the African American blacks, the Latinos, and the Native Americans were given the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible.
Psalms 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
So in Isaiah 58:1, God said, show my people people their transgressions. So the only people we came out here to show their transgressions is the African Americans, the Latinos, and the Native American indigenous people. Because you were the only ones that sinned against God. Go ahead.
He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them.
No other nation has known the judgments of God. White men been killing black people and Native American people since we got here, since they got here. What they do, they took the land, they killed the people and called it Thanksgiving, something that y'all gonna celebrate on the 26th of November. But they haven't been punished for that. They've been robbing, stealing, and killing, even to this very day. Trayvon Martin still has not got any justice. The white man still has not suffered for what he did, suffered for his crimes. The black man been asking for reparations since we got here, since we've been able to learn, since we learned how to read. Have we got reparations yet? The fake Jews have gotten $25 billion from their Holocaust, right? We still in our Holocaust. We have not been paid yet. Therefore, the other nations, they're not suffering, but we the ones suffering. So let's go to Amos 3 in verse 1 through 3. We're going to read that. Because God said he would only punish the children of Israel. That's why we've been punished as a nation of people.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So the whole Bible is only speaking to the children of Israel. It didn't say, hear this word that I have spoken against all nations. It says against the children of Israel.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
So only the 12 tribes were in Egypt in bondage. So God, this is what he said. Go ahead.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Well, didn't God create all people on the face of the earth? Yes, he did, but he don't acknowledge them.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He said he gonna punish us for our iniquities, and that he is doing to this very day. So with that, let's go to Exodus 19 and 7 through 8. Because the children of Israel made a covenant with God, but guess what? We broke that covenant. No other nation made a covenant with God but the children of Israel.
Exodus 19, verse 7. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do.
So all that the Lord has spoken, they said, we will do. The 12 tribes of the children of Israel, which is the African Americans, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, we agreed to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible to keep them, but we broke them. That's why we in captivity today. Go ahead.
And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord.
So God heard the words that the people said unto Moses. And Moses relayed the words to him as well as back to the people. But we didn't keep God's commandments. So let me show you some of the punishments that happened to the African American blacks, the Native Americans, as well as the Latinos here in America called Mexicans. These, I'm gonna show you what the white man been doing to us for centuries, for years. The first thing is the transatlantic slave trade. That's the first thing that happened to us, which was started in the 1500s to the 1800s. We've been brought over here on slave ships. They killed millions of our people. That's one of the first punishments. Because in Deuteronomy 28:68, it said you will go into bondage by ships. So the African Americans came into bondage by ships, as well as the Native Americans. When the Puritans, the Pilgrims came over here, they took them back to England, back to Spain, on slave ships as well. So now let me get another account of what the so-called white man did to us as God's punishment. Something called Red October in 1919 in Chicago. Guess what the white man did? They killed black men in Chicago, Wichita, D.C., and Ellen, Arkansas. This was an uprising. They called it Red October. It happened from the time of June to October. They were slaughtering and killing black men. But they don't teach teach y'all this in history. That's why we, as the prophets of God, we go in our history books, we study and we come out and we bring out what's going on according to the Bible as what happened in the history books. So now let me bring out another thing. 1921, Black Wall Street. Everybody know about that. We had our own town, we had our own doctors, we had our own lawyers, we had the white man's currency, but the dollar didn't leave the neighborhood until it circulated through 100 different people, which were black business owners. So let me get another one. Let me show y'all. What's up? The Tuskegee Project happened in 1932 to 1972. That's 50 years of oppression, where the white man injected the black men and women and children with a disease called syphilis. And they would not give us cures for it. Some of us died and some of us were sterile. So that's killing a nation and a race of people. But the white man was not punished for that. This is a punishment that God put on his people because we did not keep his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. So let me show y'all another thing that happened to us. You had the Watts riots in 1965. They say Watts was bad, it was the ghetto, but guess what? Watts was not bad, Watts was not a ghetto. It was a thriving black neighborhood where black men and women had businesses and they kept them up. Watts didn't come bad until after the Watts riot. Then you had chaos. That also is a punishment of God. And then in, in 1985, you had the United States government and local police, as they did in Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, they bombed them. They also bombed a black group called MOVE in the city of Philadelphia in 1985. But that's also a punishment from God. Because I'm going to tell you, these are black men who wanted to get away from the system. But the white man didn't want that. So guess what? He went in with his local police and bombed them. And that happened in 1985. And guess what's happening now to the children of Israel? They're being killed at an alarming rate. Yeah, we had 10, 10, 15. The or else didn't happen. Because we still being gunned down on these streets. Is that not true? Look it up. More people have died since 10, 10, 15 than probably before. So let's get into something else. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 50. Because the white man didn't show no favor to the old or to the young. This is a curse from God. Because we didn't keep his commandments. That's why we come out here and tell you, are you tired yet? You done? You want to get back the kingdom? We got to keep God's commandments. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Do the white man show favor to the old or to the young? No. They kill our men, our women, and our children. They went in the police force, I don't know what city it was in, but they went in these people's house, which was the wrong house, and the white boy, he shot a little 16-year-old girl in the head, and she was sleeping. And guess what? They said it was justified. It was not a homicide. But you also had 2 black officers recently. Y'all know what city it was in? 2 black officers recently were chasing a white man down, and he had his son in the car, and they were serving a warrant, and they shot up the car and killed the little white boy. But guess what? Those 2 black officers are in jail right now because they killed that white boy. Double standard. But guess what? That's also a punishment of God. He said we're going to be cursed in the city. Until we learn our Constitution, which is the Bible, and do what God say do, we're going to be cursed. But I want to bring out one more thing, because the brothers we are now, as the children of Israel, starting to keep God's commandments. So I want to bring out a point where God said if we start doing what he said do and keep his law, statutes, and commandments, everything that's happening to us as a curse would then be on our enemies. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30. Yeah, we're going to read 1 through 3.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
With the blessing, we had our own land, which was Jerusalem. Now we under the curses. Go ahead.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
So we calling them to know that we were a blessed people. But go ahead.
It shall return unto the Lord thy God, it shall obey his voice according to all that I commanded thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
So he said he will turn our captivity and have compassion on us. But this is what he will do to our enemies. Because we just had a massive amount of people being killed with the Paris. Go ahead.
And have compassion. It shall obey his voice according to all that I commanded thee this day, thou and thy children and all thine heart, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and we will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. Jump to 7. Verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
So God said he will put all these curses on our enemies. As you starting to see white people killing more white people, it will be, as the black men start, as the Latino man, as the Native Americans start keeping the commandments, all the curses that's happening to us will start happening to the other nations. And with that I say shalom.